because I left domestic violence blessing number 4787. My voice. Whoa! Voice. Giving voice to someone that hasn't had a chance to share their story. Giving voice to something that when you feel oppressed, when you feel depressed, when you feel embarrassed, when you feel fear, when you feel shame, when you feel guilt, yeah, your voice gets pretty quiet. You're not going to say anything. That's how I felt for a long time before I married and became, someone that fell into domestic violence. And I share about that in Out of Darkness, right? The story about shame shadows, story about fallen angel, all of those things. Yeah, my voice was pretty much twisted at that moment where then I started to use my voice only to please people or perfection or do some type of performance. Yeah, not a good plan. Going into my marriage, I had found a voice. I had found my voice, especially with my faith, with that concept of what I could share. And as a missionary prior to getting married, I mean, yeah, and it was his word. So yeah, my voice was right there. And then as things started to happen and all of this was going on within the marriage, my esteem, my voice, it quieted right out. And I became a storyteller to save my life, right? I started to learn how to twist some things so that we could make it through, but it's still not using your voice. You're having to be careful. You're having to stand, to look behind you, to look all around you. And you're not confident in saying who you are. Your own opinion starts to be wiped clean, and who you are dims down to what I was in, which was the darkest, blackest abyss, inky, sticky, no hope. Then, of course, we see a pinpoint, right? Pinpoints of light. Following that pinpoint, I then started to find my voice again. But it wasn't in all areas, okay? To be clear about that. Some people find their voice and they're like everywhere. Work, at home, with their friends, with strangers. They're like out. Not me, not yet, not at that time. Certain areas in my teaching, in the working place, in my master's course, voice started to come back. Going home, not quite as much. Learning about my opinion, not quite as much. Took a little bit longer to rebuild that, but not anymore. I'm standing in the confidence with my voice, and I will share. Sharing the understanding, the facts that I have, the stats that we have, all of this, because I finally was able to leave domestic violence. It took years of learning who I was again, learning what my opinions were, learning what I felt about things, learning how to stand and tell your voice. I'm not great with contention, and if somebody is going to be bawling me out, I usually just sit quietly, look, think about other ways to respond, but eventually I'm able to share the voice and share it in a way that they know where the boundary is, and they know that, oops, we crossed. Maybe we pushed too hard. That's true. So my voice is more confident than it's ever been. And that's because so many of you, along with my Heavenly Father, have given me that understanding of who I am. I'm an amplifier, built to help everyone else shine, built to serve, built to give, built to show love, built to stand against those who are oppressed and in abuse, built to understand that I can stand, and if anything comes back in any kind of realm, whatever it is, no, I'm going to stand and share my opinion, how I understand things. I'm not going to be oppressed down again. So the voice that was discovered is here, and they are cries from a little girl that didn't know exactly how to share that voice. Well, I know now. And it usually comes out with excitement, with laughter, with the possibility is always open. Your future is always open. There's everything that you can do. Things are possible. Yes, you can take into effect, the things that are happening, but really the future things can be open, and they're open to you. Stand, use your voice, and make people understand where your boundaries are. Because with that, it's just absolute, there are clear ways to see beyond. So I encourage all of you, if any of you have left domestic violence, stand, use your voice, use that boundary, because you are worth it. You are important. And don't let anything else start to oppress you down. When those things happen, recognize it, notice it immediately, and stand. Again, because I left domestic violence, blessing number 4,878. This is where we're at today. Use your voice. We'll see ya.